Can you beat Chimps mode using only Mermonkeys? And I think the answer might be yes, but there's gonna be a little bit of a caveat. So the base Mermonkey costs $650, which means that you can straight up start with it, and these Mermonkeys, they do everything, guys. You probably already know by this point, but they have camo detection, they have these seeking projectiles, they can slow balloons down, they give a lot of pierce and buffs to other towers, and it's just like almost the complete tower. Almost the complete tower, because they have one big problem, and that is the fact that before you buy the Arctic Knight, which is the millipede tier 4, these guys cannot pop lead balloons, which is just sad to think about, because this is just like such a nice tower, and it has to be missing something, right, I guess. And actually, when it comes to lead balloon popping power, I think the Abyss Dweller should be able to pop leads, right, at least with the tentacles, maybe not with the tridents. But I was thinking if there's a way to complete this run without buying something else that's gonna be lead popping power, and there might be a way, but I'm not exactly sure, because it feels like a long shot. So let me get an alchemist. I'm just gonna solve the lead balloon problem with an alchemist for these early rounds, so that we're gonna go into the Arctic Knight. And actually, I was thinking of a way of solving this lead popping problem without an alchemist, and I was thinking of playing the map Scrapyard to maybe doing some shenanigans with the alluring melody. So if you guys have played the one tower chimps, or at least if you watched videos with one tower chimps done with Geraldo, you guys probably know that there are some shenanigans that can be done with the Crusher actually on the map Scrapyard. You can pop lead balloons like that, but I feel like Geraldo is a little bit closer to getting lead popping power with his Jerry's Ball of Fire than we are to the Arctic Knight, because that thing costs $8,000 just for tier 4. So I feel like we're gonna have to do it like this with an alchemist. So let me just get the Abyssal Warrior. We're gonna get some extra damage, and these early rounds should not be an issue at all for our Mermonkeys. And you know, I thought I knew a decent amount of stuff about these Mermonkeys, but then I watched this SJB video, and it seems like the Mermonkeys, maybe you guys have noticed it in the early game, but these tridents, whenever they get lodged, they do like a little bit of a pop when they land, so they do a little bit of extra damage, which I didn't know. I learned that from SJB. And then I also learned that these tentacles actually have a 45-degree angle in which they search for balloons, and there are 8 tentacles in total, and they can attack basically anywhere around the Mermonkey. So this is actually the perfect placement and the perfect map for the Abyssal Warrior. Okay, so this is gonna be a Moab, so let's start getting ready for, I guess it's gonna be time for the Arctic Knight, guys. So this thing is 8.6k, and that's gonna be our lead popping power, and I think that this is gonna be enough. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be enough for the Moab, because this guy, the Abyssal Warrior, is just way too good. Okay, the way that these waves actually get launched, the way they explode is so weird, because look at that one. That one was following the track, but then another one just goes off, I guess, goes away from the track and then comes back. It's really weird how this thing works. So maybe let's try setting this guy to last, and let's see if we can improve the targeting, because if it's targeting, if it's turning like towards the left side, maybe we're gonna get some more consistency on the waves. Am I correct about that thing? I think we actually might be correct about that thing. And look at this thing. Once you buy the waves, by the way, the Riptide Champion, this thing cannot pop purple, so it's just absolutely ridiculous, guys. And actually, they did a fix in update 44.1 where the Arctic Knight was able to pop lead balloons but not purple balloons, and then the ability was able to do the opposite thing. So the ability could pop purples but not leads, which was just straight up ridiculous. So they kind of fixed it, so now the ability can pop lead balloons as well. Finally, we do get the money for the Arctic Knight, so I'm gonna buy it. And now the question is, do we keep it on last? Like, I think maybe we keep it on last. I'm not exactly sure. I just want to have some more consistency on these waves. I just want them to do as much damage as possible. Let's watch it versus these ceramics actually. So it's still on last. It does freeze a lot of it, and it actually goes really nicely onto the left side, and maybe we keep it like this. Yeah, let's just keep it like this for now. So I know that this thing gives a percentage base pierce. The Abysmal Warrior, it is 15%. The problem is it doesn't reach our guys, so we probably need to buy some Echosense networks actually. Let's see if it reaches now. Yeah, there we go. But let's see if it's gonna make any difference around 49. So we're gonna have a bunch of ceramics on this one, and the waves are going towards the left side and along the track, which is exactly what I want to see. So I don't think I'm gonna be switching this guy to first anytime soon actually. Yeah, look at these waves. They're just traveling along. They do miss a little bit of pierce, yeah, for sure. So only like a handful of balloons, and then they just kind of disappear, which is not good, which is why you want to have the top grass pad actually. But we need the bottom one for camo detection. And I think just in general, like, you can get some extra pierce and attack speed, but I feel like the camo, especially in a challenge like this, it's more important, right? Let's watch 54, and then let's just kind of evaluate what we're trying to do. So I wanted to get the Lord of the Abyss tier 5, and I wanted to get Poseidon. Those are, I think, towers that we must have if we want to complete this thing. Ideally, if we have money left over, I'm gonna buy the final harmonic as well. Just these Mermonkeys, man, they work so well together that you don't know which path you want to go for. Well, I kind of do know which paths I want to go for, but it's like all of them are good, right? But at the same time, Poseidon is the one that does the most amount of damage of these guys. So I was thinking of trying to save up money for Poseidon first, and then we're gonna go for the Lord of the Abyss for the extra pierce, and then if we have some money left over, we're gonna buy the final harmonic. Yep, nothing to worry about so far, although this run is going to have a lot of purple balloons. So this is where this guy, the Arctic Knight, is not gonna do anything basically. So is a 402 Mermonkey, the Abyssal Warrior, is it gonna be able to defend the entire round 62? And the question is yes. Well, it only had to defend, you know, these purple balloons, so now the Arctic Knight goes to town, and yeah, there we go. And 63 is gonna be glorious. These guys are just gonna get clapped once by the tentacles. Yep, there we go. You know, when I was doing doing the showcase onto all of the Mermonkey tier 5s, I was really the most impressed by Poseidon, but now that I've kind of slept on it, I think the Lord of the Abyss is probably among the most impressive upgrades that this tower has. Alright, so 2 BFBs from this round. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the Ice Jet ability. Actually, let's just get rid of these guys as fast as possible, and that did not get rid of them. Actually, they just popped it barely popped the BFB layer. It did a lot of damage to it, but I feel like as soon as we go to ceramics, yeah, the tentacles just one-shot them, so this is not to be worried about. Now, actually, 2 BFBs on this one. Let me use the Ice Jet ability. Let me target like, oh, actually, so when you click it once, it just removes the previous targeting. So how do we want to have this thing? Let's target the one at the back. Let's go like this. Let's use the Ice Jet ability onto this thing, and it is, yeah, it popped the BFB, it popped some of the mobs, which is really nice. And as long as we're down to mobs or something like that, we can definitely deal with these guys. So yeah, we can just one-shot the ceramics, which we already know, and 2 more BFBs. So let's, I guess, use the ability again. Just pop these BFB layers. Oh, wait a minute, this I am popping the BFB layers. Man, this ability is so weak. The Ice Jet one, like, I don't know, you probably need to buffer, right? Because this ability can be buffed. So I think the way that you want to make full use of this thing is you want to have the village, the alchemist, and everything like that. Maybe like even overclock it if you want to do the most amount of damage, because by itself this thing sucks. Okay, so I was really hoping that we were gonna get Poseidon before we reach this round, because this is actually a difficult round. So either we're gonna buy this thing like mid round, or I don't know, we're just gonna have to go for the Lord of the Abyss, I guess. So how are we doing versus these 45 ones? I can see the small ceramics. The small ceramics are gonna get clapped, so I'm not worried about those guys. I'm just worried about whether or not we're gonna deal with these BFBs. Let's actually switch this guy to first, and let's just see if this guy, the Abyssal Warrior, is gonna be enough, because this is all in his hands. We do have the Ice Jet ability, so I'm gonna actually use it for the last one, I think, if necessary. Wait, what is happening? Why is this thing so good? It just has a lot of AoE, right? That's why it's defending it. Like, I thought that we're gonna lose in this one for sure, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so I guess we can use the Ice Jet ability onto this one, because we finally get the money for Poseidon. And look at this guy's range. When I read the stats on Poseidon for the first time, I was like, wait, is this even like true? Because it gets like double damage, double attack speed, and triple trident, something like that. So when you do the X times the amount damage in comparison to the Arctic Knight, yeah, that's like, it's like a lot of times the damage that it does. And by the way, look at Poseidon. We just spent $56,000 on this guy, and still he cannot pop purple balloons. That is just sad what Ninja Kiwi has done to some aspects of this tower. Look at this guy go versus all of these balloons. So he attacks the rainbows, and then the waves become so strong that they're actually popping BFBs at the back. They don't even see the BFBs, but they're just popping them at the back. Alright, so it's time that we helped our guys a little bit, and Poseidon is just going to town onto these BFBs. Just take a look at what he does. Look at this thing. This is insane how much damage it does, how much pierce he hits actually. Alright, so we got our 5 Ecosense networks, and I think it's time for us to buy the Lord of the Abyss, which is gonna give us a lot of extra. Well, it's gonna be plus 15% pierce in total for Poseidon, and then the tier 5 itself is just gonna become a lot stronger, right? So we are gonna need all this extra damage versus these balloons that are upcoming, especially in the 90s. And let me actually use this Ice Jet ability onto these UMGs. I think they're set up kind of nicely, so let me just remove the target point that I had set, and let me just use it, and let's see if it does anything. I mean, it did a lot more than last time, I feel like, although I can't really tell because the auto attack is really strong by itself, so I'm not exactly sure how strong the ability is, but I know for a fact, oh my god, this thing, auto attack is just going to town, guys. So let me get the Alluring Melody, Symphonic Resonance, and then let me place the totem on top of this guy, on the Lord of the Abyss, because the tentacles are gonna go insane. And then if we get the money for the final harmonic, that's gonna be beautiful, because we're gonna have all 3 tier 5 Mermonkeys, so that's gonna be amazing. And yeah, it's gonna be DDTs on this one. So how good is Poseidon versus DDTs? I actually don't exactly remember. So let's see, we do have the ability if necessary, but yeah, these DDTs, they do get sucked in the I was gonna say the final harmonic, but the Symphonic Resonance. So yeah, I don't think that we're gonna have too much issues with them actually. Watch Poseidon go to town onto these BFBs, guys. This is just so satisfying to watch. It's just these waves, the way that they're floating. Should I have this guy on last? I feel like no, but this guy's as close as you can get to an auto win. Like, he reminds me of something like the Bez or something like that. You guys know how when you buy the Bez, it's like, it's not game over, but because it needs a little bit of help. It cannot pop lead balloons. Yeah, the Bez also can't pop lead balloons for the money that you pay for it, but it's like super close to it, because with just like a little bit of support, it just goes to town on everyone. And wait a minute, why was this guy not targeting the DDTs while they were around the totem? Did you guys see that? 94, I'm gonna fast forward 94 just so you guys see how much damage this thing does, and I think it's time for the Ice Jet ability just to kind of wipe this round as fast as possible. We're gonna have the money for, yeah, this is Poseidon is so good. He is so good. But yeah, I was trying to speed things up because I want to get the final harmonic. So let's buy the final harmonic right now. It's round 95, and hold on, wait a minute, I see some leaks. Do we need to use the ability? Let's use, by the way, did you guys catch that thing in the back? Like I think the tentacle or something like that barely caught one of the, I think it was a pink balloon, something like that. Okay, now that I think about this round could have been so close actually, because these guys absolutely suck versus purples. But I think once we dealt with the small balloons, yeah, this is just not even a problem for Poseidon. Okay, let's watch 98, and then after we're done with with this, with the chimps run. I'm gonna let these guys go past round 100 and see how far they can get. So let's just fast forward round 98 to see how many seconds it's gonna take to beat the entire thing. I think we're waiting more time for these guys to approach the Mermonkeys than the Mermonkeys are taking to just pop the entire round. There we go. That's just pops Highland for you guys. He does so much damage. Let me check the pop count actually on him. 1.5 million pops. And how are the other guys doing? So that is, no, that's the totem actually. Can I click the Lord of the Abyss? Yeah, there we go. So 450k on the Lord of the Abyss. And then the final harmonic is 3000. But again, this is just like a support tower and this is not doing anything. Now, this might be a little bit of an issue. How are they doing versus a bad balloon? Oh, wait a minute. Oh my god, we might have had a little bit too much fun with the other balloons because the bad is just not popping, it seems like. Maybe we need to buy like another ice jet ability or 2 or 3 or something like that. Wow, they actually suck versus bad balloons. Okay, that's a little bit surprising. So as soon as the bad comes in range, let's use all of our ice jet abilities. And I feel like how much damage do these guys do? Like, this is really not a lot of damage, guys. Wait a minute, do these Mermonkeys actually lose to the bad? Yeah, definitely the best round that we had so far. Let me try and use, so how are these abilities gonna go? Yeah, they're definitely attacking. And yes, look at this, we got the pop. Yes, very good. Okay, so I need these ETs to get held by the fun. Yes, there we go. And now for these UMGs, we do have all abilities ready, so I'm just gonna dump everything into this thing because I do want to just get this run over with and actually get the W on the chimps mode, and then we're gonna see how much we're going to free play. But I feel like that should be, it's really close. Oh my god, the single ceramic leak. And I'm gonna need you to pull these guys like this, and now please tell me we get the ice jet abilities. We don't even need to. Okay, that's really good. Oh man, we had a little bit too much fun with chimps mode. So yeah, they are absolutely struggling versus these beefy balloons like a bat. I mean, these guys are beefy as well, but at least they can get sucked into the final harmonic, so it's not that much of a problem. Oh, round 105. This has to be like a favorite round for Poseidon or something like that. Look how many BFBs there are, and this Trident actually flew and it's slowing all these guys down, and they should just evaporate in a second. So this is what Poseidon and the Mermonkeys are actually good at. I mean, it has to have a weakness, guys. You can't be good versus everything, and I think maybe the tentacles should have, you know, lead popping power or something like that, but it's fine that they're not good versus bad balloons or anything like that. And just beefy balloons like these guys as well. So yeah, these guys are gonna take a while to pop. I think we do actually have it, but yeah, they're gonna take a while to pop actually. So when are the Mermonkeys gonna lose? Well, maybe on this one, I don't know. Like they seem to be having some issue with the super fast DDTs, because unless the final harmonic sucks these guys in, they are not, like, the waves are not exactly keeping up with the DDTs. So round 110, that should have been the last DDTs, and yeah, there we go. We defended this one, but it's just a matter of time when, you know, these super fast DDTs just zoom in through the Mermonkeys. Or maybe it's not gonna be super fast DDTs, because look at round 111. Oh my god, so many ZOMGs. Let's use all abilities to just try and do as much damage as possible while they're next to the corners and the edges of the map actually, because we can get some bounces on the balls. And again, when these waves start crashing in, I don't think that we have any issues in dealing with these guys. Although I see that, I see a huge wave. Oh, never. Are we gonna lose to this round actually? I hope not. I can see the waves barely like defending at the back, and yeah, that was close, but that wasn't gonna be a problem. Yeah, they still deal with small balloons. We have a lot of DDTs though, so let's use all our abilities. Let's do as much damage as possible to these guys, and I feel like this might be it, guys. So I see a DDT up top, and maybe the leftovers of that DDT. Oh no, never mind. We're still defending. It seems like another one at the top. I don't know, guys. Round 114. These guys are still going kind of strong, I would say. It's gonna be a DDT that leaks, by the way. It has to. It's gonna be this one, isn't it? Yes, there we go. Finally, so round 114 for all tier 5 Mermonkeys. It was a good run. It was a solid run. I actually got a little bit scared around 100, thinking like we had too much fun on the previous rounds. It was just so easy. And honestly, round 114 is not even that bad, but we can support these guys if we wanted to. Maybe we can keep it going for a few more rounds, but I'm gonna end it here. So can you do chimps with only Mermonkeys? Yes, you can, but you're gonna need some lead popping power for the early rounds until you can buy the Arctic Knight. And after that, it's honestly smooth sailing. It wasn't even close except around 100, which we're not gonna talk about. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.